Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Join from your mobile. See what you are getting. I can't see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Only Rohan Anand. Nobody else has come. I was asking anybody has joined.
message.
Oh, anybody has joined? I'm just asking.
No, sir.
Okay, let it be there. Slowly that will come. Okay.
Yes, sir. Someone joined.
So she'll start take care of that. Hare Krishna. So you're seeing the screen, Rohan? Seeing the screen now?
Yes, yes.
Perfect. So every day we'll do one Krishna Leela, 15 minutes. Anybody interested can join. Krishna the Ranchor. Now just we recap what happened in the last chapter. And Muchukunda burns Kala Yavana to ashes. That's what happens. There is a wonderful pastime wherein we know Kala Yavana, Krishna did not want to touch him, and Kala Yavana and Muchukunda both attacked Krishna. And what did Krishna do? Krishna did not. Krishna did something interesting. He ran away. Okay, and then what followed him was Kala Yavana, and Krishna entered a cave. And when Krishna entered the cave, that is known as Krishna entered the cave, and there was a person sleeping there in the cave. What happened? Okay. Was there the person sleeping in the cave? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Krishna was sleeping in the cave, was Muchukunda. And Muchukunda had a benediction that anybody wakes him up, he'll burn him to ashes. Okay, so this is what the whole story begins. Muchukunda burns Kala Yavana to ashes. Okay. And finally, this is the place he is in. This is Girnar mountain where he was there. The cave is still there. Near the cave there is a Kalyani also. Somebody has done this also. Interesting. So let us go to the original text here from Krishna book. So Muchukunda, when he came out of the cave, he saw that the people had reduced to become almost pygmy, and he got lost after killing that demon. Kala Yavana, Muchukunda got benediction from Krishna, and after offering prayers to Krishna, he goes to Gandhamadana mountain, which is near Narayan Rishi, where they are situated, what is known as Badrikashram. So in Badrikashram, engage in worshipping the Lord and forgetting all this previous pains and pleasure dualities. And then Krishna came back to Mathura and he destroyed all the soldiers of Kalavana. He had Kalavana got him killed and now destroyed all his soldiers. In fact, at this point, it's very interesting to note that there is a big talk which is given about who gave Ekalavya, and that why this is that Dronacharya took the finger of Ekalavya. Correct? So basically, Ekalavya was not of noble intentions. He fought with Kalavana and Krishna killed him. He was also the person killed in this. So he was actually, had he been spared by Dronacharya, would have been a very dangerous person. Why did he fight against Krishna? What kind of nobility is this? To fight against the Supreme Lord, and he was killed. So there's a point to be noted there. I think in this war it was, if I'm correct, he joined the Kala Yavana. But so anyway, he was killed in one of the wars. If I am correct, it was with the Kala Yavana he came to fight and he was destroyed. So Dronacharya was perfectly correct. He was a dangerous person. Anyway, that Ekalavya thing is another big analysis. So Jarasandha again attacked now with 23 Akshani of soldiers, and in this time, Krishna now he decided to run. So Krishna, just like he ran in front of Kala Yavana, now again he runs in front of Jarasandha. Actually, Krishna was running this time for some purpose. Kala Yavana, the purpose was Krishna didn't want to touch him because he was a degraded fellow, Yavana. He didn't want to even fight with him. But sometimes fight you may have boxing is by his habits of drinking, intoxication, eating cow. He was abominable, so I didn't want to touch him. That's called Yavana. Yavana is not by birth; it's by activity. Anybody can be Yavana, even in India. Correct? Mleccha and Yavana is not any part of the world. Generally, yes, some part of the world people are predominantly of that habit, but Yavana meant person who was not abominable. So now, interesting thing. So Jarasandha now attacked, and now this time the reason why Krishna wanted to run was very interesting. The reason was Krishna didn't want to kill so many soldiers. He brought 23 Akshanis. And second thing, Krishna had urgent business, which is more important reason. Krishna wanted to attend to Rukmini. He didn't want to get involved in this huge fight. It will take many days. And Rukmini wanted him to attend immediately. So therefore, Krishna did not fight. So Krishna left, and Krishna ran away, even though his feet were as soft as rose. He ran away from the battle. Soft little feet. That's what Acharyas are meditating. Krishna's feet are so soft. And he ran away from the battle. And Jarasandha thought, oh, I brought a big army and Krishna is scared of me. So Prabhupada said that's the problem with the demons. They try to measure. They try to measure the Lord. Never try to measure. This is a very important point. Very much afraid. We can to follow them in order to specially good. That's it. So anyway, there are many temples. Now let us come back to our pictorial description. Soldiers of Kala Yavana, and he destroyed them. Jarasandha attacked Mathura 18 times at 23 Akshanis, more people. Right? TK walked a long distance with soft lotus feet, confidential letter, supermost opulence of renunciation. Okay. Krishna became famous at Ranchor. Here at Dako in Gujarat, there is a temple, beautiful temple of Ranchor. Krishna running from the battlefield, there is a temple. Krishna steals butter, there is a temple. Krishna runs from the battlefield, there is a temple. Krishna steals Rukmini from marriage, there is a temple. Krishna's no, nothing is inauspicious. Everything is God is all good. This is the temple of Ranachorji. Here is it. Okay, so let us just discuss. So demon always try to measure. Prabhupada says demons tries to measure the opulence of Krishna, whereas the devotee never tries to measure the opulence, but always surrender unto him and worships him. He alone would have been sufficient to defeat the army of Jarasandha. So Krishna acknowledged not to run 17 times. He alone had defeated whole army. In fact, he was never bringing his army from Mathura. He was just coming and defeating the whole army of Jarasandha alone with Balramji. So there was not an effort Krishna needed. Just a blinking his eyelids, he could destroy the whole army of Jarasandha. But he decided this time to run for some reason. Is renunciation. Okay, that's fine. You know, he's not after prestige. He was after devotees. Krishna doesn't mind. So Krishna climbed a mountain. The name is given as Pravarshana, and this mountain was very high, and the clouds are always there. Constant rain there, like that, and they were hiding in the top of the mountain. Jarasandha sent his army, surged them. I want to kill them. Because they destroyed his army 17 times. He's there and he could not find them. He set fire to the whole mountain, put all around, whatever they had. That time, some oil and burned the whole, set it on fire. And Krishna Balaram jumped. There's a famous picture, Krishna Balaram jumped from the top of the mountain. Interesting, 88 miles. The various explanations now. Just like we hear when the Muchukukunda came, because when Everest is only 8 miles. So how can 88 miles? The one devotee offers an explanation which is understandable. You know, the things are changing now. Even the Muchuchukunda came, he saw the people are pygmy-sized. So everything changes. Trees were small. So everything was, changes in size, different ages. That is one explanation he has. Otherwise, we don't have a mountain so high. Then, anyway, so they jumped, and Jarasandha doesn't know. He thought, oh, they burned them and I have finished it, and they go. Then after that, they come back. Then Krishna Balaram came to Dwaraka. Balaramji, surrounded by sea. Krishna has set up a city, Dwaraka, and he's there. As if scared of Jarasandha, as if. Balaramji married Revati, daughter of very... It's very important. A demon always tries to measure the opulence of Krishna, whereas a devotee never tries to measure the strength and opulence, but always surrenders unto him and worships. So that's the difference between devotee and demon. Take it. He never measures, he just surrenders to the Lord. This is okay. Interesting, there are so many points. And Balramji married Revati, daughter of King Revata, ruler of Anartha province. This is very interesting. Actually, I have explained this in the picture here. Okay. This is the father. Yeah, this is Kukutmi. He goes to Brahma Loka to ask Brahma, where do I get a match for my daughter? So he says, wait a minute. Brahma was busy with this, watching some kirtan was going on, some dance was going on. Brahma was busy little in some activity. So moment Brahma is free, that is few minutes in Brahma Loka, time is relative. So he says, who will be the best match for my daughter? Do you think this king is best match? Do you think this king is best match? Brahma started laughing. Not that king, 1,000 generations have passed by that. Because that's Brahma difference. One moment of Brahma is 1 year on earth. That's what happened with Krishna. Brahma stole, actually stole only for a moment. But that moment was 1 year on earth. So similarly, a few minutes waiting, well, like many thousands of generations had passed. So Brahma started laughing there. Wait a minute, Balramji, they go urgently there. Before you delay, he'll also be gone. Go. your daughter can marry Balram. That's what happens. So that's the connection. Brahma laughs, and Brahma, he said, Balram is the first match. Your daughter is wonderful. Okay. So that was in Anartha. This is Revati's daughter, the same king now as Revati. Balramji marries Revati. Take care. Take care. And then now the marriage of Krishna with Rukmini. Now this is going to set up very nicely. Now, daughter of Bhishmaka of Vidarbha, Lord Krishna, the Supreme, Lord Vasudeva. Okay. Vishnu Tattva form, Srimati Radharani. This is to be understand the Tattva. It's like Krishna has Vishnu Tattva. Radharani has Shakti Tattva. She is the first Hladini Shakti of the Lord. So from her comes all the Shaktis. All are expansions from her. That's called Shakti Tattva. So whatever accompanies the Lord in different manifestations is coming from Radharani. In fact, when Lord Krishna transforms to Narayana, she comes as Lakshmi. So similarly, when he comes to Dwaraka, she comes as Rukmini. And when Krishna transforms to even Lord Shiva, which is not linearly portion, but a partial, when he transforms to Lord Shiva, will turn into curd, she transforms to Durga. So she therefore, Mahamaya is expansion of Yogmaya. That's interesting. Okay. So Srimati Radharani is Shakti Tattva. Okay, now. So Rukmini was also given in chariot to Shishupal, but she was snatched in marriage by Krishna. But still this is auspicious. Is it something inauspicious? No. This is also great. The transcendental pastor of Krishna and Srimad Bhagavata relish were pure, devoted, submissive, all the reception. They do not reject even a drop. Everything. They want to even hear Krishna kidnapping a woman. Because that is also, Krishna is kidnapping a woman. Correct? But that is also nectar. One drop, every drop of nectar. Devotee know. Sarvamaitam ritam manye yadavadasi Keshava. Arjuna says, Krishna, every word you say I accept. The devotee accept every pastime of Krishna as Adbhuta Karmana. It is wonderful. So that's what is here. Okay. So Rukmini was a chance to talk. Rukmini never saw Krishna, but he heard. So now let us go to the paintings, which is explained. So Rukmini, 8 kinds of marriages. There is the Brahma marriages. Those who are interested. Group family looks for a bride. That generally happens. Okay. Deva marriage, bride marriage to a priest sometimes. Ashra, to old sage, and he has to give 2 cows. So Prajapatya, bride family looks for a groom. The girl family looks for a husband. And the boy's family, this comes Prajapati, another one. Gandharva, love marriage, which is nowadays very common. Asura marriage, groom not suitable, but just gives some money and marries. He pays money and marries the bride. Okay, some religions they marry like this. They pay money and so on. Okay, Rakshasa marriage defeats the bride in battle and kidnaps the bride. That is Rakshasa. There is a marriage ceremony, you go and you kidnap. Krishna does the Rakshasa, no, the Rakshasa marriage. And Payashacha, bride is sieged against her wish. Here, bride was not sieged against her wish. She wanted to get married. So these are the different kind of marriage. I think Lakshmana, the daughter of Duryodhana, was married by Samba and Payashacha. She didn't want to marry, we forcefully took her. So there are different kind of marriages which happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which are mentioned. Prabhupada says here, mentioned somebody has done the analysis. Okay, now. And then what happens? They don't reject a draw of Krishna. Story of Krishna's. So Rukmini had heard, the father of Bhishmaka was very pious. And Rukmini had heard about that. Like, he's so great, he's so great. Just by hearing, she fell in love with Krishna. Just by hearing, not even seeing Krishna. Today, who will fall in love like that? Nobody, correct? Just by hearing from Narada. And that's very important. And something to add, something very interesting. Recently, I was coming to know that there was somebody, we had gone, got married, we went there. And in the marriage card, they had put Rukmini's letter to Krishna. Because that's the best proposal. Rukmini's proposal. Please come and marry me. Very nice it was. Rukmini's letter is there. We can read little of it. Despite everyone desired Rukmini's stage of marriage with Shishupala, but no, she wanted to get married. Actually, everybody wanted her to get married to Krishna. She was so beautiful. She was quite young. quite very young, very, very young. So it is said, but still she was exquisitely beautiful. And everybody wanted that she should get married to Krishna. But Rukmi, her, one of the brothers, eldest brother, he fixed the marriage to Shishupal. And I was understanding, interesting, Shishupal Dantavakra, previous incarnation, Ravana snatched Sita. Sita is associated with the Lord Lakshmi. Now this time he tried to marry Sita as Shishupal, next incarnation. Very interesting. And here it is, so she whom to trust. So she said, whom to tell? I want to send a message. There is one person in Vedic culture which can be trusted, Brahmana. I never tell a lie. Very trustworthy. You know, the Vedic culture, Brahmana is well trained. He is not by birth, by quality. So he found a Brahmana. Said, can you do this for me? What? Can you take my message? If he says yes, means yes. He will not, he will not cheat you. So Brahmana said, okay, I'll do this for you. So he went and gave the message to Krishna. And Krishna made him sit on a golden throne, was just like Sudama picture. Krishna treated him like that, made him sit very comfortably. He was sitting on a golden throne, but the Brahmana came, Krishna respected him. And Krishna asked him a very important question. Are you peaceful in mind? So Prabhupada said that's very important. Brahmana means at any condition, he should be peaceful and satisfied. That's a Brahmana. Otherwise, person is not a Brahmana. Unsatisfied means Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra. Brahmana by definition, always satisfied. Happy and satisfied. So we call also Brahmana. ISKCON is only training Brahmana students. So Brahmana means satisfied and happy. Brahmana doesn't do. Okay, so then Rukmani's love letter. I will just read. Yes. My dear Krishna, infallible and most beautiful one, any human being who happens to hear about a transcendental form and pastime immediately absorbs through years your name, fame, and quality. Does all his mental pangs subside and he fixes your form in his heart. Although such transcendental love for you, he sees. Through transcendental love for you, he sees you always within himself. And by this process, all his desire become fulfilled. Similarly, if I have heard of your transcendental qualities, I may be shameless in expressing myself so directly, but you have captivated me and taken my heart. You may suspect that I am an unmarried girl, young in my age, but I do not doubt my steadiness of character. But my dear Mukunda, you are the supreme lion among human beings, a supreme person among persons. Any girl, although not yet out of a home, or any woman who may be the highest chastity, who desire to marry you, being captivated by your unprecedented character and knowledge, opulence and position. I know you are the husband of the goddess of fortune and you are very kind towards your devotee. Therefore, I decided to become your eternal maidservant. My dear Lord, I dedicate my life and soul unto your lotus feet. I accepted your lordship as my selected husband, and I therefore request you to accept me as your wife. You are the supreme powerful, O lotus-eyed one. Now I belong to you. If that which is enjoyable for a lion is eaten away by a jackal, it will be ludicrous affair. Therefore, I request you to immediately take care of me before I am taken away by Shishupal or other princes like him. My dear Lord, in my previous life, I may have done public works like digging wells, growing trees, or pious activities such as performing rituals, sacrifice, serving the superior spiritual master, Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. By these activities, perhaps I have pleased the Supreme Personality God in Narayana. If this is so, I wish that you, the Lord Krishna, brother of Balaram, please come here and catch hold of my hand so that I may not be touched by Shishupal and his company. And she gives Krishna a hint that where he can do, he can, get her when she is in the temple. That will time it will be easier. Okay, so this is the letter. And she said, do it immediately because only one day remaining now. Now Krishna is going to take some action. We'll meet tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki. Yeah. Krishna book reading ki. Yeah. Hare Krishna.